Rogers TV. This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Hello and welcome to HealthLink, a program connecting home, community, and healthcare. My name is Carol Merton, and I'm absolutely delighted to welcome two guests to the program. And in no particular order, Stephen Musehl, who is the Chief Executive Officer for the Canadian Mental Health Association of Grey Bruce, and Cheryl McMillan, the Program Manager for Social Recreation, Rehabilitation, and Peer Support Services for the same organization. Welcome to both of you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's great to be here, Carol.
It's just delightful to see you both, and you know, I know there's so much that you have to share about your organization. I went online, looked up a bit with the website, and my jaw dropped. The programs and services you offer throughout Grey Bruce is amazing. So on that note, I know, Steve, you're relatively new to the organization. I promised I wouldn't ask you many awkward questions, so I apologize in advance if I catch you off guard. I am really, really, really curious about learning more about the 14th Street program and the building. And can we start with that, if you don't mind?
Yeah, that would be great. 14th Street here in Owen Sound is a transitional housing unit. A lot of people don't know that CMHA support a lot of people in housing, and both temporary, transitional, permanent housing. So it's been a really exciting project. And as of just this spring, Ontario Health has funded CMHA approximately $800,000 to do intensive supports at 14th Street. The building at 14th Street is a transitional housing unit. It's actually purchased and renovated by Grey County. So none of this would be possible without Grey County's amazing support in their housing. They are amazing partners of CMHA. So certainly want to give out a shout out to them. And well before we received the funding, we actually had a lot of our case management workers, outreach workers at the time that were going to 14th Street. So on top of their regular day-to-day duties, they took this on above and beyond. Our mental health counselors, our addiction counselors, our telemedicine team, everyone just kind of moved things aside. And even though they're already busy, they managed to go over there and make time and make it such a success that Ontario Health saw the benefits of having CMHA there as a supportive housing partner, and gave us the funding so that we could implement staff full time to do that. So we've been able to hire a case manager for 14th Street that can help them as of there, and also help them transition into permanent housing. We've also been able to hire approximately 7 life enrichment workers, which is really teaching people, the skills needed that it takes to, have an apartment and keep your place. It's financial skills, cooking skills, employment skills. So really, having a roof over your head is one aspect of it, but also making sure you have the proper income coming in. What programs are you available for? And then set you up for success after. So 14th Street is not for people to live in permanently, but rather to put them in there and help them teach the skills and get them on a right path so they can secure permanent housing and hopefully down the road some employment and continue successful transitions that way.
And you raise a really important point. We often hear with the housing crisis that we're in, people just need a place, a roof. But it's more than that. You're talking about, I think I've heard the term wraparound services, correct? That's what you're referencing.
Yeah, and there's a pyramid of needs that people have, and certainly safety, security, roof over your head, food, shelter. Those are, essential ones. Without some income, a roof over your head, there's not a whole lot of supports out there that can help. But once you have that, it's really about achieving the next level of supports for people, whether it's, mental health counseling, addiction counseling, life skills, case management, financial management. There's so many more things that people sometimes need support with just to get up to that next step. So It's being able to bridge that gap and provide them a full circle of care, as you said.
So currently, how many individuals or participants, I'm not sure what clients, I'm not sure what the term is that you use, how many would be there? And after they're able to transition out, how long would CMHA provide support services?
Yeah, and so I always mix this up because it's 14th Street, but 12 people. I've often said 14 people, but numbers. So there's 12 units in there, and actually we are over capacity because of we actually have some families in one bedroom units there as well that need the same support. So there's over 12 people there. All the units are full. You know, and really it's very customized to the individual. So everyone that's in there is, connected to CMHA as they are needed, and as they transition out, they will be connected as well. Some people will stay connected to many services, and some people will just need a couple services. Um, and yeah, it will be as long as that person needs. So some people stay connected for, many years throughout their journey, and some people just need a little more help and some check-ins throughout the next 6, 8 months, and they're well on their way. So the goal really of the program is to make it individualized to the person that needs a service, and everybody's different. So really respecting that.
So as you move forward, obviously this is a template for potentially, hopefully, more transitional housing. I always am hopeful for more. Um, is there a waiting list?
Yes, unfortunately, there's something called the by names list in Grey Bruce, which is people that are, homeless or at risk of homelessness. And those are the people that we're really targeting for 14th Street transitional housing. So people that really need this as their first step in their journey. And that list is over 200 people right now. So it keeps growing and growing in Grey Bruce, and not just Grey Bruce, but across the province. So programs like this that can not only give somebody a roof over their head, but set them up for continued success really is ideal. And we're working with, CMHA Ontario, our government partners, Ontario Health, our local municipalities. There's so many different partners that come together for a service and a project like this that 100% it's needed, and we're hoping, more will be announced sooner rather than later.
Thank you for that. Now, we will be coming back to you, Stevens,
Perfect.
but you can pause for a moment. We're going to Cheryl. Cheryl, I am really, really, really interested in all your programs, but especially Recovery College. And then, of course, Fresh Roots Cafe and the Gardens Employment Program. Can you start with discussing those, please?
Yes, I would love to. Thank you for the opportunity. So the Recovery College is fairly new to us as CMHA Grey Bruce. It's not a new program. It actually started in the UK, but quickly spread, and many of them are housed within CMHAs, as well as other organizations throughout Canada, but primarily through CMHAs. And so we were able, with the support of CMHA National, to launch, and with the help of a Trillium grant, we were able to launch in April of 2022. And so we were really looking at how can we get folks back into the community, back into wanting to learn about themselves, self-management, recovery, and coping skills. And so the really cool thing about Recovery College is the foundation is built that they're not clients. They're not students, or sorry, patients, they're students. They are coming to learn. So we are set up with semesters. We are set up with graduations and celebrations, and people get certificates for what they achieve. The other part is a lot of the courses are co-produced and co-developed and even co-facilitated by people with lived experience. And so if you have really good experience as a person with budgeting, you could come sit down with us, sit down with a subject expert, and we could create a class or a workshop on budgeting. And then you can also, if you feel able to, facilitate with us. Through a community foundations grant, we are now able to provide, hopefully soon, the money to those volunteers and honorariums so that they are able to get paid for their time and their expertise. But the launch of our Recovery College has been pretty amazing. We haven't really done much advertising, and I'm kind of scared too because the demand has been huge. We have an amazing recovery educator facilitator, Julie, who has poured her heart and soul in and really makes the program what it is. And we kind of have a hub and spoke model where our main location is within Owen Sound. But she travels to the other 5 main sites within Grey and Bruce, so Hanover, Markdale, Kincardine, Wyerton, and does presentations and workshops. All of our workshops are free. They are also done in person and in virtual, so it doesn't matter where you are. You can participate. We found really creative ways to do some of like there's grounding through art where we will mail out some of the art supplies. So if you are doing it at home, you can still participate. It's just been phenomenal. And so we have classes and workshops on mindfulness, how to love yourself, from yoga to creative art, to journaling, to budgeting, to how to be a good tenant. Lots of classes and courses. The main one, which is kind of our star, is Wellness Recovery Action Plan. And that is an evidence-based best practice program that was developed out of the States. And we're very lucky here at CMHA that they believe in the power of recovery and have trained facilitators. And we've also partnered with training other people in the Southwest so we can spread that. So it's been an amazing experience with our Recovery College, and hopefully we will be able to keep growing and keep giving people the opportunity to learn about themselves and build skills. So that's kind of Recovery College in a nutshell. But you also mentioned some of our other very precious gems here at CMHA. And 2 of those are our cafe, our Fresh Roots Cafe, and our Fresh Roots Garden and Employment Program. So the cafe actually has 2 parts to it. It's the cafe, but we also have a catering business as well. So anybody who is looking to have an event, small or large, and you want some good homemade meals, please feel free to reach out to us. It's delicious food. A lot of the meals are created with the produce that is actually grown in the garden. So it comes back, so you know it's local and it tastes good. So in our cafe and our garden program, they are social enterprises. So we hire people who have lived experience with mental health and addictions. And some of these people may have not worked in a really long time, or maybe they've never worked at all. And they are wanting to build skills. They are wanting to, get out in the community, work on their social skills, but where do they start? I don't have anything on a resume. They can come and we can set them up and we can teach them. We can support them. And, we have had a couple of guys who have been with the catering and the cafe since the beginning, and they are full-on chefs. They have their own knife sets now. They are wearing like the outfits. They make such delicious food. And when our regular chef is gone on vacation, they take over and do a great job. At our cafe, we also, our catering program is partnering with Bright Shores. We are supplying homemade, delicious, healthy food to the Wellness Center for their residents, which has been a great partnership so far. They really wanted to make sure that, they're going to a wellness center to work on them whole self. They want to have some good, nourishing food. So we were able to jump in on that. We have a very important program at the cafe that's called Pay It Forward. So we have folks that come in who are hungry or want to sit down in a cafe and get a cup of coffee, but they don't have any money. So we have a program where the community can come in, and if you're buying a cup of coffee, you can buy one for someone else. So they can come in, they can sit down, feel like they're a part of the community and sit there and enjoy, a meal, a cookie, a coffee, a nice drink, whatever they choose. And so that program solely rests on donations. And so when those funds are low, we can't unfortunately do the program, but we live in such an amazing community here in Owen Sound, Grey Bruce, and the folks that come in, they really do pay it forward. So we're thankful for them, and we hope they continue to donate for that program. We also have our food forest, which is part of the garden. And so there is a labyrinth there. I don't know if anybody's ever been to that in Owen Sound, but it's such a calming, relaxing place that you can go and sit. There's edible things that you can eat. There's berries. You can sit and meditate and have some berries. There's lavender that's growing. It's such a wonderful spot. And so that is open to the community at any time. You can go and enjoy that. The garden program does have hours, but we do have beds that the community can come and rent as well. So if you live in an apartment building and you have a green thumb and you want to garden, we do have beds to rent for that as well. So much going on with all those programs, especially this time of year when we're harvesting and pulling in good produce for the cafe and the catering. So very busy, very busy.
I will come back to you. But Steve, it's now your turn. I've told you I'd be back. So Cheryl has certainly mentioned the importance of grants and different organizations to support programs, people paying it forward. However, this is your opportunity to make the request of the community and how we can help you more with fundraising, donations, all of that, because what you're offering, and as Cheryl describes it, it's from the heart and soul, but it's to give a hand for everyday living for people.
Yeah, thanks, Carol. And I will get to that. I just failed to mention at the start. I'm so amazed by our team at CMHA. Every time I hear, someone like Cheryl, a manager, a frontline staff, employment program staff, talk about the work they're doing and what we're achieving, it is absolutely incredible, and I learn so much every time. So if I look like I was just intently listening, I was. So much to learn, and
well, you
so
were
amazing
too.
Good. Yes. So much good work going on, so much knowledge and passion. I just very proud to be a part of here and learning so much. Back to your question. Yeah, a lot of people don't know our programs are not fully funded by the government. So we do depend on donations, grants, the enterprises that we have here, social enterprises, we are putting those dollars back into our programs and services. So it is full cycle. And we have so many amazing community contributors. We had the Walk for Courage this summer in memory of Jeffrey Courage. It raised almost $25,000, a third-party event put on by the Courage family. We had Gordon Wright, who did a golf tournament this summer, all by himself. Just called us up. Can I put this on with the money going to you? Over 5,000. The Justin Hammond Memorial Hockey Pool has been going on for years and years, raises over $1,000 every year. So it's really amazing. So we're very happy to help with any third-party fundraisers that people want to do. It could be biking, walking, hockey pools, golf tournaments. We can even help you create an idea. So if you want to raise money for CMHA, reach out to me. Don Vale's our fundraiser. Either one of us would be happy to talk through it with you. All of the money goes back into programs and services, from mental health counseling, addiction counseling, and our employment program, 14th Street. Really, youth awareness. I know you've had Jackie Ralph on here a few times, and the amazing work she does with students. So it all goes back into our community. So certainly reach out. We have many different ways. This winter, we'll actually be doing a donation drive. It'll be the first one from CMHA Grey Bruce, where we're going to share some stories of the wonderful work we're doing. And if people are interested and able, we'd love to be able to share that with them. And then this winter actually is going to be our second annual push-up challenge. So You might have seen it last year. It was going all around social media, in the media, and it was an amazing thing. People posting videos. So the idea behind it was 100 push-ups a day for the month of February. Of course, it doesn't have to be push-ups. 100 push-ups a day. You don't want to hurt yourself. So jumping jacks, walking, whatever you can do, kind of get active, be active for the month of February and raise funds for CMHA. So that will be launching again this winter as well. And between those two, we're hoping to raise over $40,000. Again, right back here, all that money stays in Grey Bruce, stays local. So yeah, a lot of different opportunities. And if there's anything you want to do, just reach out. We'd be happy to hear from you and happy to help, create your ideas with you.
So what you're really describing is truly a social enterprise. It's from our community back into our community to support our community. And that's so critical. I have heard that the need for mental health supports seems to be growing. So I'll certainly look to both of you to speak to that. And Steve, I also noticed that you might be able to speak to about how the effort is to enhance mental health education for businesses. And so I would appreciate learning more about that.
Yeah, there's, especially since COVID, for one reason or another, there's, financial pressures, there's illness pressures, aging population, there's a lot going on. So people are feeling stressed. Some studies showing up to 70% of people are identifying with a mental health challenge or illness, up from 30% during COVID. So increasing drastically and just going to continue to increase is what we see. So we are really going to focus on revamping our education to support adults, businesses. There's a lot of businesses downtown Owen Sound, downtown Hanover, and it's one, they have a lot of clients that come in that might need support, but also their staff, right? The number one rising incidence for short-term disability, for long-term disability is mental health leave. So how can we support businesses, support their team? So that is something to look out for. We're really excited for it. Julie, as Cheryl mentioned, has already started some pre-work on that. We've also, Jackie's starting some work on that as well. So trying to pool our resources together and figure out the best way forward to help Grey Bruce, deal with this huge rise in need of, education, awareness, what to do when you're feeling down, where to reach out, and just give this many different opportunities to businesses around Grey Bruce. So very excited about that, and that's going to be launching this fall.
So I'm extending the invitation for you to get back to me when you launch your program, because it would be wonderful to have you back on a HealthLink episode to really talk more about your new program. Cheryl, yeah. Yeah, so there you go. Pin that one. Stick a pin in the wall on that one. I wanted to ask you a little bit about certainly social recreational programs, but I'm hearing more and more the community. You're talking about education for businesses, Steve, but the community, as they're encountering those who are struggling with mental health, they don't necessarily always know what to do. How best to approach people, how best to support people. I'm wondering if there is a plan for educating the community or outreach to help people help people. We're all in this together, right?
Yeah, I'll speak a little bit about that. We often get folks coming in. I'm located at 1024 downtown Owen Sound on 2nd Ave, and we often get community members coming in. I'm concerned about this person, or I seen this, what do I do? And I think that is a great first step, is reaching out to organizations and programs and services that have their finger on the pulse. And because you're not expected as a community member to have all the answers, you're only expected to know, where do I need to go to find out? And that's us. And so we can help educate and we can help support and let you know what services are out there. We do produce a handout called Where to Find Help in Grey Bruce, and it's just got a list of the main numbers and services. But also just, if you ever have questions, just come in and sit down and ask to chat, and we'll make the time to do that. Because you're right, Carol, the demand has gone up. The acuity level has gone up since I first started back in 2005. And, you know, it's sad, but a lot of it is trauma, and a lot of it is based around, you know, people not having their basic needs met. And so I think as a community, if we can remember that, you know, why this, it's why the pain. So how can we come together and support people, and support the organizations and the folks that are doing that work, because it is hard work. And so if we can rally as a community around us so we can support them, then, you know, we all work together.
So we have about 2 minutes in the program, and I know it's not even going to be nearly enough, but the social recreation programs, because we know socializing and being part of a community is important for physical and emotional health, and also peer support initiatives. So now you're on the clock, Cheryl.
That's okay. I can do it. As I drive into work this morning, I was listening to the CBC, and they were talking about doctors writing prescriptions for nature outside time. And that is a great synopsis of what our social rec program is. We come together as groups, and we go out and we hike, and we do crafts, and we do art, and we go to a farm to learn about animals. They go on bike rides, they do lawn bowling, yoga, in a safe environment where you're learning skills, but it's okay if you're symptomatic that day because you're in a safe environment and there's trained staff there. And it's about building community, because many times people who are struggling with mental health and addictions are isolating, and they, either have friends that were not healthy, and so now they're alone. And so trying to build community and trying to build hope is very important. And peer support is very similar, where we use our lived experience to help people navigate the system, to learn about recovery. And if they can see someone else who's made it out, then they have hope for themselves. So that's a very short version.
That was impressive. Having hope is really so critical for all of us, because you mentioned trauma, but also the community has an impact when they see someone struggling. So there is that as well, that community members do experience different emotions and feeling helpless and about how to contribute. So when in doubt, reach out for information is certainly a first step. I have appreciated so much having both of you on. Steve, 10 seconds. Anything else you want to add?
People don't know where to start. Give us a call. 1-888-451-CMHA. That's the best place. We have 35 programs. We'll help guide you. So give us a call. We'll put you in the right direction.
Excellent. Thank you both so very, very much. And I do mean about that pin in the wall. Please reach out when you're ready, and we'll certainly be delighted to offer you another segment to discuss all that you do. So thank you.
Thank you for the time.
Thanks, Carol.
Thank you very much for our viewing audience for joining us today. We want to share with you resources, community supports, and assist you and your family as we move forward together in our community. Take care, stay safe. Thank you.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
Hi, I'm David Shearman, host of Politically Speaking. Join me for my next show, where my guest will be Kevin Eccles, Mayor of West Grey. Politically Speaking in Owen Sound.
My husband has been going through a very hard time, and has literally said several times, I wish there was someone I could call to pray with. today I saw a prayer number at the bottom of your YouTube video, and it hits me. I clicked